Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here. Grateful recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every day. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe, give the video a like, leave me a comment, and by all means, share it with somebody who might get something out of it. Other than that, we're just going to get into it, guys. How is everybody today? Hope you're all doing well. It's a good day. Good day. It's pouring rain here in Boston today, but still, that doesn't mean it's not a good day. Plants need to be watered too, right? Guys, I was looking to the just for today and a meditation, and again, I love doing these things. I'm enjoying this format. But it directly got into very NA, specific. So, but we're gonna take the topic of it because it's somebody who believes in me, and that's a big thing today, guys. A lot of people believe in me today. I believe in me today, in the way that I get there. And again, I relate this to yourself. If you're having a hard time believing in yourself, then you got to stop and look at that and see why. For me, I didn't believe in myself for a long, long time. Nobody believed in me. Maybe some people did, but not many did because I wasn't performing. I wasn't giving anybody any reason to believe in me. On the few times that I'd start to get clean, I'd start doing a little bit better. People would start to back me a little bit, and then I'd blow it. You know what I mean? And the reason for that is, guys, I hadn't found my relationship with my higher power, and that's kind of what this channel is geared to, guys. If you haven't noticed, and I say so because it's what changed my life. It's what saved my life. It's what's given me the life that I'm building right now. And every single day, my life gets better, and every single day, I believe in myself a little more. When I was young, I knew I was, a pretty talented individual. I can pick up most anything and do it like I've been doing it my whole life. And I was fairly smart. Things came easy to me, right? But again, I hadn't, I didn't have the most, I didn't have the best environment growing up, right? And I got myself in some trouble early on, and things just kind of snowballed. And because I never got out from under it, it just slowly chipped away and chipped away and chipped away at me, guys, until the point that I literally had lost sight of who I was. I'd given up all ambition. I was just, basically playing, reacting like I talk about so often. I wasn't digesting and responding. I was just reacting to whatever was going on around me, trying to keep my head above water, and I was failing absolutely miserably. If it wasn't for just sheer determination, I would have never made it through as far as I did. And again, the reason I say that, guys, is not for a pity party. It's because I now gauge that to where I am today, okay? And not only do I believe in myself, but everybody around me believes in me. People are lining up to collaborate with me. People are letting me know on a daily basis that they believe in me, and they're excited to see what I'm going to do next. I'm gaining all this attention. And again, I'm not saying to be cocky, guys. I'm not conceited. I don't think I'm all that. I think I'm incredibly blessed, and I think I'm incredibly lucky, and I'm incredibly grateful for the opportunities that I have. And I also realize that every one of you can do this. Every one of us can do this. We are all literally unlimited beings, guys. And I've just been incredibly fortunate to find the right way to go about it. And again, it all started for me is when I said a prayer that night, guys. I meant it from my heart. And it's funny because up to that point, I teetered on the edge of saying I was a non-believer. And even then, I look at that and I'm like, how can I be a non-believer? If I go back and I look and I was very hesitant to do things that were disrespectful. And again, like if I didn't feel that there was a reason for that, I mean, it's not just because I had this overwhelming desire to be a great person. Because life was kicking the shit out of me and I had no hope for the future or anything else. So why was it that I was so afraid to start ripping and robbing and just turning the skills that I have into use for bad to let me get over on people? Well, it's because I had faith, guys. In the back of my head, whether I was willing to acknowledge it or not, I had faith all along. And it's amazing to me that I look back on it now. So many things were so perfectly aligned for years leading up to this comeback that I'm on right now. It makes me understand that there is so much more going on than meets the eye, than I'm aware of, right? And I'm so incredibly grateful for that, guys, because suddenly I realized that even when I thought I was invisible and I was unseen by anything or anybody, I may not have been being seen by anybody, but I was seen by something. And that's God, my higher power, whom I choose to call God. Universe, Spirit, Buddha, Allah, makes no difference to me. However you give reverence, just give reverence. And that's the thing, guys. I don't know why. Well, again, I don't care. I'm not worried about the past anymore. Other than I use it to show people what they're capable of overcoming, because there's nothing overwhelmingly special about me. We all have our strengths and we all have our deficiencies, and I'm working on my deficiencies and I'm leaning on my strengths, and I'm doing so in resonance, in alignment with the universal energies that govern everything, guys, and it's incredibly powerful. It's bringing me to beautiful experiences left and right, and I really don't like to come off as a braggart, because my life is absolutely beautiful today, and it's not about material success. It's not about shiny trinkets or fancy new shit, because I don't go for fancy new shit. I don't go out and buy I gotta what's my truck? My truck's about 14 years old right now, and I just got it. And even then, it's a top of the line Ford King Ranch. But again, I could afford to go out and buy something today, but I don't, because I'm saving my money to build something. I'm getting a very late start in this recovery, and again, that's okay, because I'm so grateful that I'm here today, and because I've turned my will over to my higher power, whom I choose to call God, right? And I've asked for help, and I've taken action on the opportunities and help that's being given me. Everything that I had that was a concern of mine is being answered in the most beautiful of ways. I'm like, again, I didn't know who I was, what mattered to me, so suddenly, boom, I figured out who I was, and then I come to find out I love who I am, because the person I'm being today. If I took a step backwards and went out and used and started doing all that stupid shit that I used to do, I wouldn't love me today, right? And I understand that's what makes the difference, guys. If you want somebody to believe in you, you've got to become somebody can believe in. That's the whole thing, guys. At the end of the day, we have to take accountability, whether we choose to or not. We got to take and I know that's a tough statement, guys. It's not easy for me to look back and say, holy shit, I created that shitstorm that I was living in for 40 years. It's so much easier if I could say, well, I wasn't given this opportunity, I wasn't given this. Unfortunately, guys, it's bullshit. Every fucking word of it's bullshit. I was given some obstacles to overcome, and yet I was given the skill set and the intelligence to overcome absolutely anything. When I put my mind to anything, I've mastered and aced it every single time without fail. So basically, I have to sit here and admit to you guys that yes, I allowed a substance to take control of my life. I mean, I used to love to say, "Oh, it was the doctors." When I got hit by the car, they said, "No. I started using drugs when I was 10 years old because somebody offered them to me." Sorry, okay? And I'm sorry to myself. That's literally, I'm looking at myself when I say sorry, guys. But what it is, and here's the thing, guys. I'm taking accountability for every mistake I made, because I understand today I can't get better if I don't take accountability for it, all right? I can sit there and say all day long that so-and-so, yeah, I've been taken advantage of, I've been abused, because I allowed I allowed it to happen every single time without fail. I've had the opportunity to just drop the bullshit, turn my will over to God, and become the best version of me my entire life, and I didn't choose to do so. And again, I'm just trying to be vulnerable and let you guys know that the minute that you do, the minute you say a prayer from your heart. But here's the thing, guys. You can sit there and say, yeah, hey, look what he did, so I want the same thing. It's not going to happen, guys. You literally have to become the best version of you. You've got to get in alignment with who you are. Every one of us is made differently, yet we're all made in our Creator's image. Every one of us has a divine purpose for being here. I don't know what yours is. I'm still figuring out mine. But I do know that if you find yours and you get in alignment with who you are and what it is that you're supposed to do, because every one of us has a gift for humanity. There's something we can do that will contribute to the greater good. And when you start doing that and you start trying, even you don't have to know exactly what it is yet, guys. Just take what you have in front of you and do the best you can with you. Choose to rise above. Choose to impress Spirit, Allah, God, Buddha, Ganesh, whatever. And again, I don't say that disrespectfully. Please don't think I'm being disrespectful, because I'm not. I just don't want to box anybody out because I choose my higher power, God. Live to impress your higher power. Live to make your community, your environment a better place. Step up and just do one little thing, right? And then just watch how much better you feel. And then take another step, and then take another step, and stop being introspective. do the shadow work, as they say. All right, figure out what it is that's so out of alignment in your life that you're struggling, and work on it. As long as you take that baby step, as long as you make an effort every single day, it will start to get better. And I understand sometimes it's really tough, and sometimes we got to burn through and deal with the shit that we got to deal with, right? It took me years and years to get over. And even then, I was still making bad mistakes, but I was getting better. I was not breaking laws. I was, so I've got over 10 years now without being arrested. First time in my life since I was 10 years old, I can actually say that. And I love that. Actually, I'd have to say it's the first time I can say that since I was about 6 years old, because I started getting arrested by the time I was, I think, 10 or 11 years old. And I'm proud of that today, right? And then that's the thing. But that laid the groundwork, right? I was still making mistakes. I was still using drugs. I was still doing dumb shit. I was still not pouring into myself. I was still not giving myself credit. I still wasn't responding to the things that I needed, right? And that's the thing. I was reacting to the shit that was going on around me, not responding to what I needed. But I understand now that at any given point during that time, I could have been arrested, and I could have been convicted, and I could still have habitual offenders, and I could still probation, I could still have all this shit hanging over my head. And that, yes, if you have so, work through it. It doesn't mean it has to hold you back, but I'm saying it allowed me just to turn around and open my business, to get the scholarship that I got, build the relationships that I have, right? Now I'm like, and it's funny, yeah, after all that, all the beautiful things that happened to me in the last few months, I'm sitting there going, well, I mean, short of hitting the lottery, like, what other miracle could be dropped in my lap? And so, lo and behold, I just said, okay, well, now it's time to just start focusing again. Take the stuff that's been given to me, because I understand now that was a step. There were certain things that I needed in order to make it to the next level, which was opening a business, some help with my back rent so I could save some money to get the truck, get the get the garage, get the business opened. And those were the things that I needed, right? So boom, now I have those. So now I'm taking and I'm using those resources that have been given to me by God, and I'm doing the best I can with that every day. And because of that, I'm expanding, and it's just literally growing and growing every day. I'm not allowing anything to overwhelm me, and that's the thing. Every so often, I get a little treat that would drag me backwards by like, okay, we'll take this contract. It's a bunch of money, but you'll be working 100 hours a week. You won't be able to do YouTube. You won't be able to go to the gym. You won't have time to make it to your medical appointments. And I'm like, nope, not interested. I'd rather take it slow and build my base one day at a time on my own with the opportunities that are within what I can handle today, right? I'm not allowing myself to bite off more than I can chew, because again, I know all those roads lead right back to addiction. And that's one thing I will not and cannot allow to happen today, right? I would rather, and again, it's not real difficult because I'm doing really well. I love my life today. I love who I'm becoming. I love everything I'm doing. I love the people around me that I'm helping. I love the people around me that I'm engaging with. I love the fact that nice, slow and steady. My business is building. My savings is increasing. And again, yeah, I could go, okay, you know what? I've made it. I'm going to go blow $5,000 on a vacation, and I deserve one. I haven't been anywhere nice in over 10 years. The only vacation I had was 30 days in a dirty, stinky rehab, and I'm so incredibly grateful for that. Don't get me wrong, guys. I love Brockton High Point like they're my fucking brother. And that's another shout out for them, as a matter of fact, guys. If you're in the Boston area, if you're in the Massachusetts area and you're struggling, man, High Point's fantastic. The staff down there, if you go in there and you want better and you actually participate, they will help you straighten your life out. They'll help you get a head start, man. I love them to death, right? Matter of fact, I gotta call them and just let them know where I'm at and let them know how much I appreciate what they did for me. That, anyway. Oh, where the hell was I? I get off track for a second there. Just, it's gratitude, man. I'm filled with gratitude, right? And that's why I come on and do these things, guys. I really know that I've stumbled onto a way to overcome. And oh yeah, so now I'm taking the tools and the resources that they've given me, and I'm coming and I'm showing up every day, just doing the best that I can without letting anything overwhelm me. And lo and behold, I find out that the guy I do a lot of work for is so impressed. And again, he tells me all the time, guy, he gets 10 phone calls a day with people that are impressed with me, people calling him, hey, compared to this, compared to that. And for once in my life, guys, it's not freebies. It's people willing to pay me a full rate because they just want me around. They want me because they know I'm going to do the best job possible, and I bring cheer, and I do things positively, and I'm doing good things in life. So now the next step is I'm being invited to put a deposit on the next project. So I'm going to be the general manager. I'm going to be the general contractor, the general manager of the project. So I'll make a percentage of the construction costs at the end of it. I'll get paid my hourly wage for any of the work that I choose to do. Well, the demolition, the plumbing, the heating, whatever. Again, not the electrical, not the framing, because those aren't my specialties. All shit that I can be licensed to do. I'll take that work, and I'll still do my service work on my regular business during the time. And then at the end of it all, depending on what we have to put down for money, what we end up buying, I'll own anywhere from 25 to 50% of that project, and I'll take that money and I'll flip it again. Guys, that is legitimately happening in the next couple of months. That is not where I was 6 months ago, guys. 6 months ago, I was 15 grand in debt. 12 grand in debt just to my landlord. My credit was fucking 502. I mean, I'm up in the, I'm not styling yet, but I'm up in the mid 650s because I've been actively working on it, guys. I'm literally finding that balance and just, chipping away and doing the best that I can every single day. And things are getting better and better, and people are starting to believe in me and offer me these beautiful opportunities. But it didn't happen overnight, guys, and I had to take the steps first. I had to suck it up, do what I had to do to get better, and that for me involved rehab. Well, first of all, finding God, becoming grateful, building a relationship with God, going to rehab, finding a primary care physician, getting on my medically assisted treatment, finding a therapist, finding a recovery advisor, finding a recovery coach, finding an AA home group, becoming active in that AA home group, going to my therapy appointments, meeting with my recovery advisor, meeting with my recovery coach, not missing a single appointment, showing up for every single fucking thing that I said I would, following through on everything I said that I would, and being the best person I can, and then helping other people along the way. Guys, I've done the work, right? I mean, there's a reason my life is blessed the way that it is today, because that's what I've been doing day in and day out, plus going to the gym, plus just, whatever come up. But again, it didn't happen overnight, but all these people that had written me off are now fully believing in me. And you can literally change anybody's opinion of you, but you can't do it by talking to them. You've got to do the work. You've got to become the best version of you. You got to put down the bullshit. You got to take accountability for the mistakes that you've made, and then let them go. You can't and that's the other thing, guys. You can't carry all the baggage with you. Yes, you do what you have to do so you don't repeat them. You apologize and you make right wherever you can make right, and then you let it go and just move forward. And you prove to people by being reliable, being consistent, showing up every day, chipping away, trying to make things better. And if you do so, guys, it might be lonely and it might be hard in the beginning because, when you've made a lot of mistakes, it's going to take some time for people to start believing in you. But if you do so day in and day out, everybody will see what is going on. Nothing goes unseen, whether it's good or bad. But you've got to do the work. You've got to take accountability. And it all starts and ends with you, just like it all starts and ends with me. I'm doing the work. I'm reaping the rewards. I planted the seeds, and now I'm sowing them. And I'm so glad that I have. Guys, God loves you. I love you. Thank you for being here. We'll see you in the next one.